Picture this. You're cruising down Fowler Avenue near USF in Tampa, and you spot that familiar Kentucky Fried Chicken sign glowing in the dusk. But last week, that same KFC shut its doors not because of slow business, but because of insect activity in the kitchen. Yikes. It's the kind of news that makes you pause mid-bite and wonder. What's really in my food? You've probably had that moment, haven't you? Sinking your teeth into a crispy piece of fried chicken at a place you've loved forever, only to get a nagging feeling that something's off. Back in the day, food felt simpler, straightforward, honest, like a warm hug from your grandma's kitchen. No need to squint at ingredient lists or second-guess what you were eating. But today, that juicy drumstick might be hiding secrets behind its golden crust. So, buckle up and join us on the hidden menu as we dive into the world of fast food, chicken starting with the chains you know and love, and uncovering what's really on your plate. Let's dig in. Chain number 1. Popeyes. Step into a Popeyes, and the aroma hits you like a memory. Crispy, spicy, soul-warming fried chicken that smells like late-night drives after a game or a quick stop at that glowing orange counter. You order your go-to, maybe a spicy chicken sandwich with a side of red beans and rice, and take that first bite, expecting the same comfort you've always known. But here's the thing. That chicken isn't quite the same bird you grew up with. It's not just nostalgia playing tricks on you, something's changed. More and more customers are asking, is this even real chicken? It sounds wild, but there's a reason for the question. Fast food chains like Popeyes operate under food labeling laws that allow a lot of wiggle room. Words like seasoned, enhanced, or marinated might sound harmless, but they can mean your chicken is pumped with up to 15% water, sodium, modified food starch, and flavoring agents. That juicy bite, it's partly engineered to feel juicy, with additives that lock in moisture and extend shelf life. Former employees spill the tea. The chicken often arrives in vacuum-sealed bags, already injected with flavor solutions before it ever hits the fryer. These flavor packs include hydrated proteins and chemical preservatives that stretch the meat's texture, giving you that perfect crispy bite without using premium cuts. Popeyes leans hard into its Louisiana heritage, but behind the counter, the ingredients feel more like a chemistry experiment than soul food. For seniors, this isn't just a quirky food fact, it's a health concern. Excess sodium and phosphates can creep up on those managing high blood pressure, kidney issues, or heart conditions. You think you're eating a protein-packed meal, but you're getting a side of hidden sodium and fillers that might not show. Up on the menu, that nostalgic crunch still hits. But the chicken beneath it, it's not the same bird you remember, and that trust you've always had in Popeyes might just be starting to crack. Chain number 2. Subway. Now, let's shift gears to Subway, where you walk in expecting something lighter, maybe even healthier. You're eyeing that rotisserie-style chicken, or the oven-roasted option, feeling good about making a smart choice. But here's a question. When did chicken start meaning something different, depending on where you're standing? Over the years, whispers about Subway's chicken have grown louder. A Canadian report once dropped a bombshell, claiming some of Subway's chicken samples contained as little as 50% actual chicken DNA. The rest, a mix of soy protein, flavor enhancers, preservatives, and texture modifiers. Subway pushed back hard, but the story stuck, planting a seed of doubt in customers' minds. Former employees confirmed the chicken arrives pre-cooked, often soaked in a liquid to keep it moist on the sandwich line. It's engineered for consistency, not authenticity. The menu throws around buzzwords like fresh and rotisserie. But what lands on your sub is more processed than you might think. The sauces, veggies, and toasted bread mask it well, but the truth is hiding in plain sight. For older adults aiming to eat lean and clean, this is a quiet trap. That grilled chicken sandwich with lettuce and tomato feels like a wholesome choice, but it's packing high sodium, hidden sugars in the marinade, and an ingredient list longer than your grocery receipt. Over time, those small choices add up, especially for those watching their heart or kidney health. Subway's branding screams health and simplicity. But as supply chains tightened and profits took priority, the food started to feel more like a formula than a meal. You hold that sub thinking it's a step above the greasy stuff, But your body might tell a different story, bloated, sluggish, or worse. The difference isn't always visible, but it's there. And it's time we started noticing. Chain number 3, KFCO, KFC, that red damned white bucket, the warm biscuit aroma, the Colonel's smiling face. It's like a time machine to your childhood. Birthday parties, Sunday dinners, or just the thrill of your first fast food meal. But while the branding feels like an old friend, what's under that crispy skin has quietly changed. Like many chains, KFC has tweaked its chicken supply for speed, cost, and shelf life. That means your drumstick is often enhanced before it even reaches the restaurant, injected with a solution of water, salt, monosodium glutamate, MSG, and chemical preservatives to make it juicier, tastier, and cheaper to produce at scale. Former workers describe frozen pre-brined chicken, arriving ready to be battered and fried. The Colonel's secret seasoning might be legendary, but the real secret is the additives like sodium phosphate and modified starch that keep the meat moist and uniform, sometimes making up 20% of the product's weight. For seniors watching, their sodium or trying to eat less processed food, this is a sneaky risk. That classic indulgence you crave might be a heavily engineered product designed more for profit than your health. You remember how KFC used to taste greasier, more real? But now, your body might be reacting to more than just oil and breading. There's nothing wrong with a treat now and then, but comfort shouldn't come with a side of secrecy. If KFC's chicken has changed, don't you deserve to know? If this is hitting home, drop a like, share your thoughts below, and stick with the hidden menu, because what's next might just change how you see your next meal. Asterisk, asterisk. Chain number 4. Chick-fil-A, asterisk, asterisk. For so many, Chick-fil-A isn't just food, it's a ritual. The polite my pleasure, the piping hot waffle fries, that iconic chicken sandwich, it's comfort in a foil bag. Families, travelers, seniors, they all flock to those red letters for a meal that feels wholesome, almost sacred. But what if that signature filet isn't as simple as it seems? Chick-fil-A proudly touts its real chicken, but dig a little deeper and you'll find more than just breast meat. Former employees and nutrition deep dives reveal the chicken is marinated in a complex brine packed with MSG, preservatives, and flavor enhancers. MSG isn't the villain it used to be, but for older adults with high blood pressure, migraines, or sodium sensitivities, it can still pack a punch. That salty, craveable aftertaste. It's not just spices eats, a lab-tested formula designed to keep you coming back, and it works. That sandwich is often ranked among America's most addictive fast food items. But the addiction might not come from the chicken itself. The processing doesn't stop there. The meat is tenderized and pre-treated in factories, injected or tumbled, with solutions to boost flavor and moisture. It's real meat, sure, but it's been engineered for that soft, uniform texture we've all come to expect. Even the breading light crisp. Perfect includes anti-saking agents and texture stabilizers to ensure it fries up golden every time. For seniors with dietary restrictions, this adds up. Sodium, hidden sugars, synthetic flavorings that can leave you feeling bloated or sluggish after a meal you thought was clean. And those grilled options, they sound healthier, but they don't escape the lab. Consumer tests show preservatives and artificial smoke flavors mimicking a backyard. Barbecue, with fillets arriving pre-cooked and just needing a quick reheat. It's not dangerous, but it's not what you picture when you hear grilled Chick-fil-A's. Wholesome, faith-based image feels like a promise of purity. But the quiet additives and flavor tricks tell a different story. For seniors trusting the brand, the sodium and processing agents can hit harder than their doctors would like. The food tastes good, the service is warm, but behind that cozy vibe is a system built on engineered cravings. And for some, that can feel like a betrayal once the label comes into focus. Asterisk, asterisk, chain number 5. McDonald's, asterisk, asterisk, McDonald's holds a special place in so many hearts. It's the golden arches of a road trip, pit stop, a quick breakfast with grandkids, or a senior coffee with friends. It's simple, familiar, comforting. But even the simplest menu items, like those iconic chicken nuggets, aren't always what they seem. McDonald's insists their nuggets are made with white meat chicken. And that's technically true. But don't picture a whole breast cut. These nuggets are a slurry of white meat trimmings, blended with modified food starch, leavening agents, natural flavors, and preservatives. The result? That spongy, consistent texture that's kid-approved but far from a home-cooked chicken breast. Remember those early 2000s videos of pink slime in food production? McDonald's swore they didn't use it, and they've since cleaned up their image, but the nuggets are still an emulsified shaped mixture, just with better branding. The flavors, another clue, to keep those nuggets tasting the same everywhere. McDonald's uses enhancers like hydrolyzed vegetable proteins and autolyzed yeast extract, both sources of free glutamates that act like MSG. For sensitive folks, especially seniors, these can trigger reactions. Even the healthier grilled chicken, which quietly vanished from menus during the pandemic, relied on brined, pre-cooked patties loaded with sodium and sugar to stay flavorful under heat lamps. A single mixed chicken sandwich can pack nearly 1,000 milligrams of sodium, half a day's worth for older adults. Add fries and a soda, and that innocent lunch becomes a health hazard. The marketing feels wholesome, smiling kids, senior specials, those warm golden arches. But behind the counter, the food is engineered, not crafted. It's cheap, it's easy, and it tastes like it always has. But what it's made of, that's changed more than most of us realize. Chain number 6, Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box is the wild card of fast food quirky ads, late-night menus, and a lineup that throws everything from tacos to teriyaki bowls at you. But nestled in that chaotic menu is a chicken selection that raises big questions, because at Jack in the Box, chicken can mean a lot of things, and not all of them are what you'd hope. Take the nuggets, cheap, crispy, perfect for a late-night combo. But the fine print tells a different story. These aren't whole breast or thigh, they're chopped, shaped, and blended with binders and flavoring agents into an emulsified chicken product. The sandwiches, with their big, juicy-looking patties, aren't much different. They're often a mix of dark and white meat, mechanically separated and pressed together, with grill marks and liquid smoke added in a factory to fake that backyard flavor. Even the chicken strips, which sound closer to real meat, arrive frozen, pre-fried, and packed with water, salt, and modified starches to boost volume and softness. Former employees describe a chemical smell lingering in the kitchen from those pre-seasoned blocks of chicken. And then there's the cooking oil. Jack in the Box has faced heat for using TBHQ, a preservative linked to stomach irritation when consumed often. It's FDA approved in small amounts, but it's not what you expect in your crispy sandwich. For seniors with sensitive stomachs or dietary restrictions, the high sodium, added sugars in sauces, and food dyes can quietly wreak havoc. Jack in the Box markets itself as the fun, rebellious choice, but behind the jingles and goofy mascot is a system built for speed, savings, and engineered taste. The menu says chicken, but what you're eating is a mix of parts, additives, and lab-crafted flavor. Unless you're reading the fine print, you'd never know. Chain number 7, Burger King. Walking into a Burger King feels like stepping into a cozy castle of comfort food. The flame-grilled burgers, the salty fries, that tender chicken sandwich wrapped in paper with a little Crown, it's a vibe. But peel back that wrapper, and the story behind the chicken gets a little less regal. Customers have long wondered what's really in that crispy chicken sandwich. The ads show thick, juicy fillets, but behind the scenes, it's often restructured meta blend of scraps, fat, starches, and fillers pressed into a fillet shape. The breading's bold flavor masks the truth, but the texture can give it away. Too soft, too uniform, sometimes spongy. Real chicken has a natural grain. This, not so much. Online, you'll find customer photos of sandwiches pulled apart, revealing rubbery centers or odd layers. Burger King insists it meets safety and quality standards, but standard doesn't always mean good for you. Sodium's another kicker. A single crispy chicken sandwich can hit over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, half a day's worth. For most adults, pair it with fries and a drink, and you've got a meal that's more than just fast. It's risky, especially for seniors managing blood pressure or heart health. The nuggets, same story, a processed blend, frozen and pre-formed, ready to fry, quick, cheap, consistent, but far from the Sunday roast your grandma made. Burger King isn't alone in this. It's industry standard to cut costs and ensure uniformity. But that doesn't mean we should eat it without question. For seniors who grew up on honest bone-in chicken, this machine-formed patty feels like a baton switch. The ads promise crispy perfection. But what's perfect for profits isn't always perfect for your health. Chain number 8. Checkers and Rally's picture pulling up to a Checkers or Rally's drive-thru. The neon glow lighting up your windshield. The smell of fried food wafting through the air. That crackly voice over the speaker takes your order for chicken bites or a sandwich cheap, fast, and bursting with flavor. But what makes it so addictive might be the very reason to hit pause. Checkers and Rally's thrive on low prices and big taste, and their chicken delivers with heavy seasoning, marinades, and processed meats that hold up in the fryer. Tenders, bites, sandwiches, they're packed with modified food starch, sodium phosphates, even textured soy protein to mimic whole chicken while keeping costs down. A former employee described frozen blocks of pre-breaded chicken with a chemical whiff, crisping up almost too fast in the oil. What you taste is mostly coating salt and oil layered over restructured meat. Customers have reported chewy textures, air pockets, or meat that feels more like sponge cake than poultry. The bright white interior, often a result of bleaching, agents, or brine solutions for that picture-perfect look. Nutrition labels don't lie. A sandwich can pack over 20 grams of fat and 1,000 milligrams of sodium, and those tiny chicken bites aren't much better, especially with sugary, dye-heavy sauces. Pair it with fries and a soda, and you've got a meal deal that's a health minefield. It's not illegal, and it's not just Checkers. Most chains play this game, but their fast flavor, budget-friendly marketing makes it easy to miss the compromises. Seniors grabbing a quick bite for nostalgia's sake might not realize their sandwich is more filler than meat. It's not unsafe, but it's built for speed and illusion, not honesty. And unless you're looking closely, that crispy golden breading hides more than you'd ever guess. The truth isn't always on the menu. Back in the day, chicken came straight from the oven, golden, honest, full of love. Each bite felt like a moment, not a transaction. Today, buzzwords like fresh and crispy mask how far we've drifted from food we could trust. But here's the good news. The more we know, the more power we have to choose meals that feel right. Again, honest, simple, real. If this journey through the world of fast food chicken made you think twice, share your story in the comments. Give us a quiet thumbs up if it hit home, and subscribe to the hidden menu so you're ready for the next time your meal comes with a side of fine print. Because the truth, it's not always on the menu, but together we can find it.